Aries, you weren't born ordinary. You were forged in divine fire. Your soul is ancient and it remembers. For lifetimes you've carried something deep, invisible, but powerful. The warrior's curse. A mark on your soul, not of shame, but of sacrifice. Not of weakness, but of battles fought in lifetimes the world has forgotten. You were the shield bearer in collapsing kingdoms, the rebel in forbidden lands, the last one standing, when even the gods turned away. So ask yourself, why do you feel like you're always in a fight, even when there's peace around you? Why does your fire burn so bright it sometimes scares even you? What if your rage wasn't a flaw? What if your fearlessness wasn't a disorder? What if your constant need to lead, to push, to protect wasn't a problem, but a past life memory? The truth is, you didn't choose Aries. Aries was chosen for you because your soul was built for battle. But now, the war is no longer outside you, it's within. And the question is, can the warrior put down their sword? Can the fire become light, not destruction? Because right now, Aries, in 2025, the stars are calling your soul to awaken. You are not just bold. You are not just intense. You are the remnant of an ancient spiritual army. And now, it's time to remember what you were truly born to do. This isn't just astrology. This is your prophecy, your return, your rise. Thousands of years ago, long before this lifetime, your soul walked through fire, Aries, and it didn't run. You were chosen, not by luck, but by spiritual design. Assigned to the front lines of cosmic revolutions. Aries souls weren't born to blend in. You were born to protect truth, to defend light, and to stand up when no one else would. In ancient worlds now buried in dust and myth, you led tribes through darkness. You overthrew corrupted kings. You charged into chaos when others froze in fear. You were the spark that ignited movements, a symbol of raw courage and divine rebellion. But every battle left a mark, not just on your body, on your soul. The blood, the betrayal, the agony of sacrifice. It didn't fade. That energy etched itself into your spirit. Lifetime after lifetime, you carried the memory. Even if you couldn't explain the fire inside you. That's why today you react fast. You don't wait. You feel the need to move, to fight, to push through. Not because you're reckless, but because your soul remembers what it means to lead under pressure. And yet, there's a cost. Each lifetime of war adds to the weight. And without healing, that ancient fire becomes a burning restlessness. A storm inside you that never truly quiets. That's the warrior's curse. The war never ended. It just moved within you. But what if this lifetime is the one where you finally lay the sword down? Aries, this curse isn't punishment. It's not some divine sentence passed down to shame you. It's an energetic echo, a soul loop you've carried from lifetime to lifetime. The warrior's curse is simple and brutal. It makes you feel like conflict equals purpose. Because for centuries your soul only found meaning through the fight. Ever wondered why? You explode over small things, then feel guilt rush in like a wave. Why you struggle to sit still, to truly rest, like you're wasting time. Why relationships feel overwhelming, yet silence makes you restless. It's not just personality, it's memory. Your soul was trained in lifetimes of fire, betrayal and survival. So when peace shows up, your inner alarm goes off. Peace feels unfamiliar, unsafe, even boring. And so you create conflict. You pick fights, you chase danger. Not because you want pain, but because your soul remembers chaos as home. This is the warrior's curse, a spiritual addiction to the fire you once mastered. It's why you crave intensity, why you don't back down, why love can feel like war, and stillness like death. But hear this, Aries, this isn't who you truly are. You are not your pain. You are not your trauma. You are not a weapon to be used by others, or by your own shadow. You are fire, yes, But fire is not only destruction, it is also light, warmth, rebirth. The curse only holds power when you believe fighting is your only option. But you were never meant to live in battle forever. This life, this moment, is your chance to break the loop, to choose healing over reaction, stillness over war, love over fear. Because the curse ends the moment the warrior chooses peace. Take a moment, Aries. Breathe. And look around at your current life. Who are you always fighting with? What emotions keep cycling through your days, like storms you can't outrun? Is it the constant power struggle in relationships? The frustration at work? The anger that flares up over things that shouldn't hit so hard? Or maybe the battle is within, the war between your bold, powerful self and the soft voice that begs for rest, for surrender, for peace. These aren't just random struggles, they're karmic triggers. Soul wounds from past lifetimes replaying through new faces, new places, new timelines. You see, karma isn't punishment, it's repetition. A spiritual pattern asking to be understood, not feared. Every toxic boss, every emotional disconnect, every intense love that turned into war, they're all mirrors, reflecting the old story that your soul has carried for centuries. And in 2025, that story is reaching its climax. Right now, the cosmic energy is pushing Aries souls to confront what they've buried. The anger, the abandonment, the warrior instinct that's turned inward. That's why you feel so restless. That's why your emotions feel more intense than ever. Because this is not just another chapter. It's a spiritual final test. The universe isn't attacking you. It's awakening you. It's saying, no more hiding in the fire. No more blaming others. It's time to break the pattern. You weren't meant to repeat lifetimes of pain. You were meant to transform them and lead others through their own awakening. And here's the truth most won't tell you. Not every fight needs your fire. Sometimes the greatest power is knowing when to walk away. Aries, the war you've carried wasn't your fault, but the healing, that's your responsibility. Because when you heal, you don't just free yourself, you break the cycle for your bloodline, for future generations, for the collective fire of Aries energy on this earth. The curse can't survive your awareness. This is your moment. Every Aries is born with two faces. The warrior of light, bold, noble, unstoppable in the pursuit of justice. And the warrior of chaos, reactive, destructive, and consumed by battles that no longer matter. And the truth is, both live within you. Your fire is sacred, but when it goes unchecked, when it's unconscious, it burns not just your enemies, but everything you love. Let's be honest. How often do you feel the need to control everything? Because chaos feels too unsafe? How often do you act on impulse, saying things in the heat of the moment that you later regret? How often do you pull away from people, telling yourself you're independent, when in reality you're afraid of being seen in your softness? That's the shadow side of Aries, the pain behind the power, the fight behind the fire. Control issues, sudden outbursts, self-sabotaging relationships, explosive anger followed by deep, aching guilt. These aren't flaws, they're soul symptoms, proof that the warrior is still at war within. You see, Aries, you were taught to survive through fire, but you were never meant to live in it forever. At some point, the warrior must rest. At some point, the sword must be set down. Not in defeat, but in wisdom. The universe doesn't want to punish you. It wants to wake you up, to show you that your true strength isn't just in force. It's in consciousness. It's in mastering your fire, not being ruled by it. When you own your shadow, you reclaim your light. When you stop fighting yourself, you become unstoppable, not as a destroyer, but as a divine creator. This is the shift. From chaos to clarity, from fire to flame, from war to wisdom. So, what happens when the warrior drops their sword? They don't become weak, they become wise, they become a leader, a healer, a visionary. Aries, your awakening doesn't begin in the fire. It begins in the decision to rise above it. The world taught you that strength comes from struggle, that worth must be proven in battle, but that's not your truth anymore. Your awakening begins when you finally say, I no longer need to fight to feel worthy, because you are worthy, even when you're soft, even when you're silent, even when there's no war to win. Yes, your past lives gave you power, unmatched courage, unshakable will. But this lifetime, it's asking for something greater, wisdom, peace, presence, not to burn everything down, but to build something sacred from the ashes. You were not just born to fight, you were born to guide. The new Aries isn't just a warrior, they're a light bearer. They don't need to be loud to be seen, they don't need to battle to be powerful. They lead through energy, calm, grounded, awakened. The world doesn't need more destruction, it needs rebuilders, it needs you, fully awakened, fully conscious, fully alive. Aries, your fire is sacred, but now it's time to light the way. So Aries, what happens if you finally say yes to your awakening? What happens when you stop running from the fire and instead become the light within it? Let me show you. Your anger transforms into clarity. No more explosions, no more regrets. You don't lose your fire, you master it. You speak with calm power, you stop reacting and start responding with purpose. You begin to attract powerful, aligned relationships. People who don't dim your flame, but protect it. People who see your depth, not just your strength. The push-pull cycles end, the loneliness fades, because you finally realise you don't have to fight to be loved. You stop running from your past, from your emotions, from your truth, and for the first time, you begin to lead with grace. Your presence becomes magnetic. People notice your energy, not because you're the loudest, but because you're the most anchored. You begin to heal your body, your mind, and your bloodline. Old stress patterns dissolve, your health improves, you sleep better, you breathe deeper, and your inner peace becomes the healing your family never had. You stop carrying generational trauma. You start creating generational light. You become more than a fighter. You become a divine force of rebirth, no longer reacting, no longer proving, no longer burning just to survive. Instead, you rise, not from pain, but from purpose. The warrior's curse, it breaks. The moment you choose peace over pride, the moment you say, I don't need to prove anything anymore. I am worthy just as I am, and I choose a new path. That's when everything changes. Your intuition becomes sharp. Your fear dissolves. Opportunities flow to you. Love finds you, not because you chase it, but because you embody it. You start creating instead of reacting, building instead of burning, loving instead of fearing. Aries, this is your divine return. For centuries, you've been the one charging ahead. Sword first, heart last. Now, your heart leads. You were never meant to stay in battle forever. You were meant to rise through it so others could follow your light. And yes, it's scary to let go of the fight. It's unfamiliar to feel safe, to feel soft, to feel held. But this is your evolution. This is your upgrade. This is your rebirth. You don't lose your edge when you awaken. You sharpen it, refine it, sacralize it. From weapon to wisdom, from chaos to clarity, from survivor to sacred leader. And the world needs you, not wounded and reactive, but whole, conscious, alive. So say yes, Aries. Say yes to the path your soul has waited lifetimes to walk. Say yes to freedom. Say yes to your higher self. Because once you say yes, the universe says yes back, tenfold. This is your prophecy, and the fire that once consumed you now becomes the light that will guide the world. Aries, your soul was never cursed to suffer. It was trained, shaped by lifetimes of fire for this very moment in time. You weren't made for ordinary living. You were designed to awaken, not just for yourself, but for generations before you who never could, and for souls after you who will walk the path you choose now. Every pain you've endured, every war you've fought, internally and externally, it wasn't to break you, it was to prepare you, because a new era is rising, and the world needs warriors of light, warriors who've made peace with their past, and are now ready to lead with heart. This is your moment, your turning point, your soul's return. So if you feel it, if even one word in this video stirred something ancient inside you, don't ignore it. This isn't coincidence, it's confirmation. Comment below, I break the curse, I rise now, Aries. Let the universe know you're ready. Like this video if it spoke to your soul. Subscribe for more. Aries soul journeys, past life truths, and awakening guidance. Share this with an Aries who's ready to remember who they truly are. The fire in you was never wrong. It was waiting to be redirected. You're not here to fight anymore. You're here to rise. This is more than astrology. This is more than a sign. This is your prophecy. This is your rebirth. This is the lifetime where everything changes. You are not the curse. You are the cure. And your soul, it's been waiting for this moment for centuries.